What's going on, everybody? All right, today is the day. You all know I bought my Grail gun, and to tell you the truth about it, after I bought this, I've really not had a desire to buy much of anything else. It's crazy. It's like I got this and I'm almost satisfied now. But for the channel, of course, I will keep buying new stuff and hopefully get one of those SIG Spectre comps coming up. But today is the day we finally shoot this. I got this build completely done, minus a flashlight. Haven't decided what light I want to put on it yet, but other than that, everything is complete. And I want to give a huge shout out to TLG Systems for sending this MRO to complete the build. TLG Systems has a variety of stuff on the website. Please go check them out at tlgsystems.us and support them like they supported the channel. All right, so I've not slapped just yet. You know, everybody talks about the HK slap and stuff like that, and I've not done that this yet, and I'm looking forward to doing so because the first time I wanted to do it in front of you guys and gals out there, but I didn't want to do anything until I got my brace on it, the optic and everything. But let me run over real quick how I've got this set up. We'll put 4 or 5 rounds through it. I've not got it sighted in yet, so we'll put 4 or 5 rounds through it just as a first shots impressions. I'll sight it in and then I'll be back to put a few more rounds through it after I get it sighted in. Now, of course, this is an HK SP5. It's the little brother to the MP5, the civilian version. We do got an SB tactical brace on this, and I did something kind of unique. HK parts use like a B&T mount right here on the front with a SB tactical brace. From what I hear, these are kind of hard to get and kind of rare to get. Now, I did also buy a full SB tactical brace, and there's a little bit of play in the grip right here when you put that one on, but this one is extremely tight. So I decided to keep them both because the SB one's actually made out of aluminum where this one's polymer, and I thought if this ever wore out, hey, I could just use the SB one. Now this does fold. There is a button right here that folds this up. You can tighten it down to where it doesn't, you know, it holds itself, which is what I have done. The B&T one actually has like a little sling mount right there. Don't know if I ever used that, but at least it had that, and the SB tactical one did not. It also has like a rubber stop here, but where I put the Knight's Armament quad rail on the front, the brace actually hits the quad rail before it hits that little rubber stop. So kind of a moot point in me. I don't really need it, but if you're not running the Knight's Armament rail up here, that will hit that rubber stop before it hits your frame. Now, I am running an MFI Industries pick rail on top. I wanted a Knight's Armament optic mount, but they have quit making those, and those are pretty much non-existent in the world. You just can't find them. So I went with the MFI one. If I ever find one of the Knights, I'll probably go ahead and buy one of those and replace this, but for now, that's what we used. Again, we have the Trijicon Mro. This is the first MRO I have ever owned, and I'm looking forward to actually running it. Most of the time I run aim points, but for this build, I thought I'd do an MRO. And again, TLG Systems was nice enough to send this one out to complete the build. It did come on a Skylarworks mount, which I did not use. I went ahead and put a low-rise Trijicon mount on it because you need the lower mount for these. And then, of course, up front, we have the Knight's Armament rail. So that pretty much completed the build. Like I said, minus a flashlight, and I've not decided what flashlight I want to get yet. But let's put on some eyes and ears and see how this thing runs. I am just running regular solid nose bullets in this, so we'll get a chance to see what it's like. Looking forward to this HK slap. You can see here they're just like blazer brass. Now, if you open the bolt on these, they are a little bit easier to insert the magazine. Actually, a lot easier. Oh, that was the first time. I didn't warn you guys, but that was the first time. Let me turn on the optic here. And I know it's not sighted in, but we're still going to look through it. Let's see what we got for about 5 rounds. All right, so that's it. You can see it's cleared. This thing is very low recoiling. It's got that roller lock system that the MP5 and SP5 is known for, and it's got that kind of delay on the recoil, and man, that thing is soft. I have an MPX that is an SBR. I've shot some CZ Scorpions, and I used to own one of the Beretta CX4 Storms, and this thing is lighter shooting than any of those. Pretty amazing. What I'm going to do now is I'll probably just go ahead and do some shooting off camera, and I'll probably run some of it for B footage though, throw it in somewhere, either in this video or at the end of this video or in some other videos. But I'm going to go ahead and sight this thing in and get it all ready to go, and then we'll be back to put a few more rounds through it. Okay, didn't take long to sight this thing in. I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 rounds, and that's just doing it quick, and now they're all inside that little red circle up there. So hey, we're in good shape. So we're going to put a few more rounds through this. I'm going to talk about the trigger, talk a little bit more about the recoil, and just how excited I am to actually have one of these in my collection. Okay, you've seen right there, these things are very, very, very low recoiling. And as far as the trigger goes, the trigger in the SP5, in my opinion, is way better than the trigger in my Gen 1 MPX. Now, I don't know if they have improved the triggers in the MPX since like the first gen. I know they've improved the reliability because, you know, Military Arms Channel and stuff like that has showed that you can pour water down the end of the barrel on a Gen 1 or maybe even a Gen 2 MPX, and it will actually hydrolock them and they will not work. And that's what mine is. I need to replace the barrel on it because there's a company that makes a barrel for those that actually fixes that issue. But the trigger on this is way, way better than my Gen 1. I can't really, it's been so long since I've messed with a CZ Scorpion, I can't really remember what the Scorpion trigger felt like, but I feel like the trigger on the SP5 is actually better than a Scorpion as well, and but it should be. I mean, you're talking about an $800 or $900 Scorpion versus, you know, $3,500 to $4,000 SP5. Sorry about the wind. The wind blows over here this time of year all the time. This is the best day I've had to actually shoot this video. But the trigger should be better on this gun because it's, you know, 4 times the price. So it should be better. But as far as the CX4 Storm, the Beretta, the trigger is better on this as well. This gun is just overall better than the CX4 Storm in my opinion. Now, there are a few things about this that I do like better than like the MPX, like the trigger's better. It's lower recoil and stuff like that, but there are some things that aren't as good. Like it does not have a last round hold open, as most of you all know. The ergonomics on this is not quite as good. I know that Magpul makes a lower that you can get for these, but on like an MPX, you can just change like the grip and put different grip angles on it through the Magpul grips and stuff like that. So stuff like that is a little better on the MPX, and just straight out of the box, it's easier to mount a light on an MPX than it is the SP5. But when you put like one of these Knights Armament rails, which again are not cheap, it seems like everything for an HK is just outrageously expensive. But when you put one of these on it, it makes mounting a light and accessories to this thing a whole lot easier. Now, if you don't know how this works, you just push in on this little bar right here, and these slide off, and then your pick rail is just underneath it like that. It comes with these covers. I think most Knights Armament stuff comes with these. It locks down. The cool thing about this is you can turn it around and put it back here, mount your light up here, and you still have your hand guard on this side. You can do the same thing on this side over here and mount your switch there. I'm thinking about doing like one of those thorn tail switch mounts, kind of angles it so I can kind of get my thumb up on it. I don't want to put my finger really on top of this gas tube right here and stuff like that. Don't hurt anything. It might get hot over time, but if I can make it more ergonomic by putting it over here, that's kind of what I want to do. Now, what I want to do now is I do have some hollow points. They're Winchester PDX-1s. I'm going to load some of them up, maybe like 5 or 6 in a row, and now I'm going to load some more solid nose mixed in with hollow points, just see how this thing feeds hollow points. I'm kind of curious to see how it does. I've never tried it. I don't know if I watched a video where anybody's done it. I'm sure it's going to be good to go, but that's what we're going to try now. So let me get this loaded up. We'll be right back. Okay, so what we have in there right now is not PDX1s. They're Spear Gold Dot Plus P's, but I told you I always going to run some hollow points, and that's all I had. I didn't realize that. So we're still going to run some hollow points. So let's see how this thing likes Spear Gold Dot Plus P's. We'll shoot a few rounds through it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so there you see it. I had Spear Gold Dots loaded in here. The first 5 were Gold Dots. Then I had some solid nose and Gold Dots kind of mixed up to give it some different feeding selections to see how it ran, and run flawlessly. I figured it would. I really figured it would. I've got probably 50, 60 rounds through this gun. Nothing major. There's plenty of videos out there with long term reviews and stuff like that. And with the ammo prices and the way kind of getting hard to get ammo a little bit, we're going to keep this video kind of to a minimum. I just wanted to come out, sight it in, see how it ran, and kind of get the feel for the pistol a little bit. Feels amazing. Recoil is just non-existent. This is probably the lowest recoiling PCC I've ever shot. I mean, it's just amazing. The trigger is very good on it. Let's just go ahead. It is empty. Let me show you this right here. You kind of hit a wall right there, then it breaks. Here's the reset. Reset's a little long, but not crazy. There are shorter resets on the market, but this isn't bad. Now you can buy upgraded triggers for these, but as good as this one is straight out of the box, or at least mine, I feel like that's not necessary. Again, this is a grail gun for me. I love this gun. I've wanted one of these ever since I was a little kid, and I watched Die Hard and they had these in the movie, and I was like, I gotta get one of them. It took me a long time. I am 43 years old, but I finally got my grill gun. There's a lot of stuff I bought before this for some odd reason, but when I found one in stock, and that's probably what the whole thing was, these are kind of, you know, not common to find in stock on the shelf, and when I found one, I went ahead and picked it up. It does come with 2 magazines, and again, it is easier to load those magazines in the mag well with the chamber lock back here. Love this thing. Again, huge shout out and thank you to TLG Systems. Again, go check them out at tlgsystems.us. Pick up some stuff from them because this is a very generous gift. It is a veteran owned company. We always like to support veteran owned companies on this channel, and I would love for you to support them as well. I appreciate you all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys and gals. We'll see you next time.